you so much.
Noble doing a phenomenal job with this fly. Thanks for having me up. Zilla, you hit the nail out of the ball out of the park. The sister before Bam spoke, she said that she goes to get education for her family, not for herself. That was profound.
Yeah.
And Bam was awesome. But I always say this here a lot of times I start and I say this. Kanye West said, "They made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why Shorty's hollering where the ball is at. Drug dealers buys Jordan, crack kid buy crack, and the white man get paid off for all of that." We
Mm.
don't understand the systematic attack against our community and why this is an attack against our community and how they did it. That's the conversation that too many people cannot sit and intellectualize what is happening. Um, when you go to the doctor, if you ever fell ill or know somebody who fell ill and when they went had to go to the doctor, and after a couple of days of receiving treatment, they will come back. The doctors will come back in and they'll ask you, and they'll ask the family members often, "Is this their baseline?" You ever heard that term? Is this their baseline? We want to get you back to baseline. And baseline is where you were almost operating at normal. Like this is, do you look normal right now? As a community, we are so far under the baseline of how we once conducted ourselves that in order to actually fix the problems of some people talked about wealth creation and this and that, we ain't got time to be worried about wealth creation. We got to get back to baseline. You want to know why we need to get back to baseline? If you were not born from money, like you was like, hey, somebody handed you, Donald Trump father gave him $4 million, handed it to him. I don't know anybody from the hood that had somebody hand him $4 million.
Right.
So if you're going to create wealth, the first thing you must do is you got to get married. So we're not creating wealth because we're not getting married. It's really that simple. When we look at foreigners who come into the country walking across the Rio Grande River, they come over here together. And we were watching, everybody seeing three Mexicans build a two-family house. Three, not 15 of them, three build a two-family house. Right? We seen that happen. So, but they were married. White people aren't wealthy just by being white. They get married. Every white women I work with in my job, I work for Verizon. They're all married. We all make the same amount of money. But the difference between them and us, they're married. The black community, so we're asking about solutions. We got to get married. Okay? You want to create wealth? Get married. It'll be easier to buy a house if you just get married. It'll be easier to maintain the house. Sure, we can get married, we can buy a house, but can you maintain it? Right? So some people are doing good, they get the credit all right. You run out there, I bought me a house, pump your chest up, but then you got evicted,
Mm.
foreclosed. Why? Because it was hard to maintain because you were by yourself. The average person will work 5 years for any one company before they leave or get quit or get fired. Which means what? You ain't got but 3 months before they come with the padlocks. Why? Because you're by yourself. So I made a note. Here's what's happening. The black people are last when it comes to medium household income. We are second, excuse me, we are second to last when it comes to medium household income. Medium household income is not the income per person like Zilla, who makes over $80,000 a year. That's not me, that's personal income. Medium household income is what everybody in the house makes. They calculate the medium, and we are second to last. Why are black people second to last? Because we're not married. Because if you're an average person that worked for Amazon making $19.50 an hour, you make about $40,000 a year. But if you were smart enough to get married to another Amazon worker that makes about $19.50 an hour, collectively you'll be making $80,000.
Right.
But you want to be independent, and with your $19.50 an hour on Section 8 and think it's a flex because you got my own. I'm independent. I got my own thing. Big deal. I know people that make $19.50 an hour that are married, that went out and bought a house, and now they're in a house, and now they're charging me rent. And I make over six figures. Do the math, people. We are ass backwards with everything that we're doing. Why? Because they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. In 1965, the Black community was spending $14 billion a year in consumables. They studied us. Go watch the video on YouTube. Selling to Black Americans. Today, as a community, we are in the trillions when it comes to spending. You would think we would bought everything, but no, we buying Jordans,
right,
and Nikes,
right,
and cars. Cars is an appreciable asset. My daughter's mother came to me last year and said, "I'm thinking about getting this car, but there's no chips and there's a supply chain issue, so they're charging an extra $5,000 to get this particular car I want because my lease is coming up. So that's going to be $10,000 I got to put down on the car and blah 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 blah." I said to her, "Why do you need that car?" "Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Why do you need that car?" "Well, because I said, "You don't need that car. Why don't you take the $7,000 and go buy a really good car? You don't go anywhere." "Oh, okay." 2 weeks ago, she called me and said, "Man, you were right. Damn, I'm trying to get out of this lease. It's costing me too much money." "What kind of car you got?" "I got a Mercedes Benz." She don't even understand what maintenance is on a foreign car. She just want a Mercedes Benz. Well, she got a Mercedes Benz and now she got her own apartment and got everything. But she's hurting financially and trying to figure out how to get out of the lease now. Well, she should have just listened to me and said, "Just go buy a regular decent car. You don't need that." We was in a mall a year ago, walking around Short Hills Malls. For anybody know about New Jersey? Short Hills Malls with all of the Versace's and Gucci's and Pradas and all this stuff. That ain't my goddamn mall. It's nice to walk around and window shop, but that ain't my lane. And she makes good, decent money. So she says she's buying a little purse this big. I think it was Prada, I think it was $250. I ain't counting you. I'm not here to count your money. I'm not here to count what's in your pocket. But she turned and said to me, you think I'm spending too much money?" I said to her, "Look, this is your money. You do what you want to do with your money. But I mean, if you don't at least have your down payment for your house, you probably might be doing something wrong." I said, "Do you at least have your down payment for your house?" You know what she said? She said, "It's in my closet." So in other words, she done shopped and spent so much money that she don't even have a down payment in her house. She's been bought shoes and clothes and bags and all that stuff. Her down payment for her house is in her closet. What are we doing, people? Because they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why Shorty's hollering where the ball is at. We talk about 50-50. Well, I'm 50-50. What you mean? It ain't really 50-50. It's 100-100. What makes you think that you can go to work and make whatever you're going to make and go blow it all or put it in your savings? I don't have a problem with my money, my portion of the money, paying all the bills. You see, people don't even have an attitude of togetherness. You think you get to go to work and make whatever you're going to make and spend it 100%, spend it, you are not you're not fit for marriage. You're not fit to be in an intimate relationship. You wouldn't even be a good friend. To think that you could do something like that and just spend all the money, what, shopping, buying bags and Birkins, and what are you talking about? Where's the savings coming from? Who's responsible for doing that? You're gonna blow up, oh, 50-50. I don't spend nothing. Okay, well, that ain't the average man. Zilla up here he doubles what the average man makes. And Zilla understands, no, I'm not no baller. I can't put these lifestyles desires that you have. But what I can do is I can provide a roof over your head. My kids have not gone hungry. We don't have beat up sneakers on. The heat works good in here. Cable works. The car works. The sheets are warm. Okay. So when we can start rejecting what they sold to us and start getting back to baseline, which is family, community, then we will start to be able to achieve things that we want to be able to achieve as individuals and as a family. We got to get back to baseline.
Thank you, Michael. Jay, is there any last words that you wanted to say before I bring a couple other people up here?
No, well, I'm good. Thank you for having me. I sure would like to come back whenever you have your next live, okay?
All right, thank you. I appreciate you coming on. You have a great night.
You too. Bye.
All right. Michael, appreciate you being on here for the first time, brother. Like I said, when I saw you in the comments, I was like, you got to come up here and speak on this. Say your last words, Michael. Say your parting words on this.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, Noble. I will definitely be supporting you. Zilla, I followed you. And Noble, you already know I follow you, brother. But anytime I see you on, if I get a chance, I will definitely support you. And just keep doing what you're doing. Your live is well organized, right? It's organized, and we're getting down to the bottom of it, folks. Black women, you are the baddest bitches on the planet.
Tell them again.
Okay? I want to part on this. We get on y'all because we fucking love y'all. Because you do hold it down. But don't drop the standard of the moral standard is where we're failing. Men gonna be men. They've been men forever. You understand? They've been men forever. But when you guys drop the standard of the moral standard, that's when our communities really plummeted. So yes, it's really on you. It is on you. Because if you're willing to date a dude whose jeans is tighter than yours, man, we got a problem right there. But you're the baddest on the planet. I'm glutton for punishment because I love black women. I support the passport movement. I do. Everybody should be able to find love wherever they can find it. There's a man that's perfect for you. You ain't got to change. He's just on the other side of the planet. But I love black women, so I'm glutton for punishment because ain't nobody like y'all. So you can get mad at me on my videos because I make tough videos that might trigger you. You get mad. I don't care. I'm still riding and dying with the baddest women on the planet. It's like a needle. It's almost like we're looking for a needle in a haystack. Me and you. We sometimes got to go through the trash. Because there's a lot of trash dudes out there, and there's a lot of sick chicks out there. There's a new BBL song. Y'all probably heard it. It's funny as hell. It's hilarious. But black women, you're the baddest on the planet. No question about it. Just reject that crap they've been selling us. And let's build together. Respect your man. We'll love you. The man will do anything for you. He'll do anything for you. He just want a little bit of respect. That's it. I'm done.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you, brother. You have a great night, all right?
Thank you, brother. All right. Thank you, brother.